I'm Bryant Gavrilys.
And I'm Isaac Mcnally. This is our Christian YouTube channel, Mcnally and Gavrilys. We're going to be addressing different topics, mostly about Christianity and different things that are going on in the world. We encourage those that are watching to write down some comments and different things that we can talk about from week to week. Today we're going to be addressing the background of Bryant's faith and what's brought him to the Lord and his circumstances up to this point. We just encourage you all to comment and let us know, give us some feedback on what you think. I'm going to ask you a few questions about your faith and the things that have led you up to this point, Bryant. For those of them that don't know you out there and see you in a wheelchair, why don't you give them an explanation and maybe a description of what it's been like with cerebral palsy?
Cerebral palsy is due to a birth defect caused from being a premature baby. There are different forms of cerebral palsy. Mine is called spastic cerebral palsy, and what that does is it affects your muscle tone, so loud noises or sudden movements can make me jump. And as far as me being able to live with that, having the support of a great family has helped with that tremendously.
What expectations did doctors have of you when you were first born?
Doctors did not have very many expectations at all. They had pretty much told my mother that I would never be able to read, write, or talk. And I've been able to overcome all of that with the help of the Lord and with the extra work and care of my family.
And as far as education, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you are now and what you've gone through?
Well, education has been a fun ride. Some of it is challenging, but I have graduated with honors from my high school in my hometown. After that, I went on to get an associate's degree, and I am currently at Sunset International Bible Institution getting my bachelor's in biblical studies.
And what do you plan to do after you graduate from Sunset?
My plans are to do some type of youth ministry or young adult ministry, but as I have come to find out through the years, God may have a total different plan for me.
What advice would you give to similar people that go through struggles and maybe have had certain people set low expectations like the doctors had with you?
Well, first of all, to never give up on yourself. Impress yourself before you impress anyone else. But mostly, live for God and try to do His will for you, because at the end of the day, He is the only one that matters.
And growing up, from what I understand, you just grew up with your mom. Was your dad present?
Correct. It was my mom, my grandmother, and great-grandmother who did the majority of the raising. My father was not in the picture due to me being sort of a disappointment to him and some other things that have occurred.
And where's your father now?
He lives in Hutchinson, Kansas, in a prison there.
And as far as the expectations most people have of their father growing up, how could you compare the disappointment of your earthly father and the love you've been shown from God as your father since you've become a Christian?
Well, the love of God is much different from that of any earthly parent, whether it be a father or mother, whatever kind of figure you have. Because God never leaves you. He never gives up on you. And He's one place you can always turn to when nobody else has anything good to say. The Lord is always forgiving and loving and there for us whenever we need Him.
That's Bryant's story. He's been an inspiration to a lot, especially me, as we've become friends recently. We'd love to hear you guys' story, your faith story, and how you've got through different adverse circumstances. We hope that Bryant's story has been an encouragement to you and will give you hope for your future and your relationship with God. We'd love to hear you guys' comments and your feedback. Next week we'll be doing it again. We'll hopefully have this every Friday, once a week, and we'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Thanks.